Tonight I'm just going to have a short talk about how I prepare for the week ahead after I've had a weigh-in on the weekend. So just there's a few little things that I do just to get myself on track as I head into a new week. So I'll just go through those tonight. Okay, right, the first thing that I do after I've had a weigh-in on the weekend, I review what I've done during the week beforehand to have got me to the weight loss that I had on that weekend. And so then after reviewing that, I look then to work on a plan for the coming week. Now it's just a skeleton plan. I look at the food that I'm going to be eating. I try to do up a sort of like a draft menu for the week. And to do that, I need to think about the other things that I've got going on in my life at the same time. So the other things that I can have, I've got, maybe it might be a meeting up with an old friend for lunch or for coffee or something like that, and how I can, if I've got that already arranged, how I fit that into that particular day's eating plan. I also look at any appointments that I might have coming up, whether it be a doctor's appointment or an appointment at the hospital. Hopefully that's not going to be too far away before I get to see somebody at the hospital about my knees. So there's quite a few things that it could be during the week that I need to, if I already know about them, then I can start slotting them in a wee bit into my plan for the week. And then once I've taken all those things into account, then I do a review of the pantry and of the fridge and see what food I have got, what I still need to get, and how I can look at turning what I have got into a week of meals. I also review what I've got in the freezer because I've also got pre-prepared meals out there, and those are easy just to bring in and to thaw out in the morning and then have ready for a meal in the afternoon or early evening. So that's basically some of the earlier things that I do. So yeah, that's probably the first thing that I need to do, is to sum up, is to review what I did last week, look at what I'm going to do for the coming week, try and draft up a skeleton plan or just a draft plan of what I hope to be doing this week, and incorporating, of course, any exercises that I've decided to be doing on a daily or every second day, and incorporate that into it. Then review all the food that I've got, and then what do I need that, to fill up the gaps where I don't have something, or I need to get something that's more fresh on the day that I'm going to be using it. The other thing then, what I need to do then is I have to start thinking about this channel. Now, there is a lot of work involved in coming up with ideas, getting this video, getting it filmed. Even though it's only a very short video, it takes me a bit longer to film it than actually the end result, because I do edit it and I have a stop and read my notes and take that out of the edit, I edit that out of it. So basically what you're seeing maybe on a 10-minute video is probably taken me 25 minutes or so to do to start with. But it's not only just doing the filming, it's planning on what I'm going to be talking about. Now, because I'm only weighing myself, I'm going to start doing it twice now a week. There's quite a few days in between where I probably don't have a lot that is weight related to report. But I want to try and use those days to talk about the other things that are going on in my mind that are affecting what I'm doing with the weight loss plan, what I'm doing with the channel. And the main thing too is to come up with ideas to talk about. It's pretty hard, to wake up in the morning and think, oh, what am I going to talk about today? I've got to make it interesting. I've got to try and make it that it relates to my weight loss plan. And when you've made a sort of commitment to do, these on a daily basis, well, almost daily basis, the occasional day I miss, but if I'm going to be doing it every day, then I've got to be coming up with some sort of theme that I can talk about. And that all takes time, and it takes throwing ideas around in my head, thinking, will that work, or will that work, or no, that's not going to work. So there is quite a bit of time involved in trying to come up with the theme for a talk for the day. Of course, the other thing that you've got to think about is not to make the plan too rigid, because you can guarantee there's always something that crops up to throw your day into chaos. Like today, my day was turned into a wee bit of chaos. I have my little dog, who is 15 and a half years old and is blind and pretty deaf. She sleeps on my bed at night, and every morning I get up and wait for her to wake up, and then I'll take her out and toilet her and all the rest of it. But this morning when I woke up, there was a game of rugby on TV. It was our All Blacks were playing Argentina. And so I got out of bed and I thought, I'll probably be able to watch a little bit of that. It started at sort of like 8 o'clock, the broadcast started. But I thought, well, I could probably watch a little bit of that. And normal time that she wakes up is usually 10 or 10:30 or something like that. And I thought, that'll be great. I'll get that all sorted out. So I waited to half time in the game and thought, went into the room, and she was asleep all right, but she'd had a wee pee in the middle of my bed. And that's always, I think, oh no. So there was quite an exercise all day of stripping all my bed down, right down to the mattress protector, and changing everything and putting everything through the wash. And I had decided I was going to change the sheets anyway, because I put new sheets on yesterday, and they seem to, because they're polyester, they bring my neck up in a rash if I sort of hold my sheets up around my neck, and they brought my neck out into a rash. So I thought, I've got to take those off again and put cotton ones back on again. So luckily I've got several pair of cotton sheets. And so I thought, that's okay. But as it happened, I had to get up and wash everything that was on the bed anyway. And that's taken a time. And in the middle of winter, it's a bit hard to try and get things like duvets and stuff dry. But I think I've got to the end of that today. So when I say there's always something that'll, throw a spanner in the works, it's those sort of things that you've got to keep considering. Not that that happens very often. She's really good, and it was just me. I sort of ended up staying away from her just a little bit too long, and didn't realise she was ready to get off the bed a bit earlier. So yeah, that's not her fault, that was me. So little things like that can, and that throws your whole day into a bit of a tiz really. And often it can happen during the week if I've got a couple of things that I need to get done to the house, which is going to mean I'll probably have to get a couple of tradies in before too much longer, and that always disrupts your day as well, having people wandering around doing stuff around the place. Yeah, so those are the things that can sort of interfere with your day, with your activities. And if there's going to be something that'll interfere with mine, it'll happen. I can guarantee that. Of course, the other things that do crop up during the week, I mean, sort of at this age, anything can crop up. There's always something there that needs to be done, I need to give attention to. There's other random things. One thing I've been doing is trying to get this little space in a corner here, just so I can sit down. I've got the camera here ready to go. I can just sit down and do the video without having a blank wall behind me. But the only trouble is with this room, if I come in at night time, the light is very poor, and if I do it during the day, there's reflections all coming in through the windows, and it's a little bit of a nightmare. So I've had to order a photography lamp, which is it's only a cheapie, which I've got off Temu, but that should be here probably sometime this week, and hopefully that'll put a bit more light into here for doing this video, because I am aware that it's sort of quite, it's not sort of blurry, but it's not very sharp. And I'm hoping that increased lighting is going to help that. It shouldn't be the phone. I can take photos with this phone and they come up very sharp. They're very good photos. But then suddenly when I turn it on to video, it's inclined to get a bit sort of, not fuzzy, but not quite as sharp on the edges of things as it should be. So that's something else that I'm having to get sorted out as well. But anyway, it's only a short video tonight. I just thought I'd give this bit of an idea on how things that I have to do to get planned for the week ahead once I've had a weigh-in. It's not like I just sort of sit there and do nothing all week and then weigh in at the end of the week. There's quite a bit of planning, especially doing this YouTube channel. And anybody that's got a YouTube channel, I take my hat off to you, because I can understand now how much time is involved in it. There's the editing, which takes time. It's getting all the stuff together that you want to put into the video, and then just taking the time to sit down and do it. And so, yeah, I take my hat off to people that have been, you know, working on their YouTube channel for a number of years, because I'm sort of learning how much time and commitment you've got to put into it to keep it going. So I'm going to just now put my stats up for my stats for today and my food plan for yesterday. And I shall just get this uploaded and done, and once I've done that review, if I get a draft plan sorted out for the week, I may post that on here maybe tomorrow, but I'll see how I go. I'll see how it looks as a draft plan. I don't want to sort of have people thinking that, you know, it's a plan that's going to work for everybody, because I've made it quite clear in the past, I don't follow a plan. I'm making this up as I go, trying to adapt it to my own needs. So I'm not, if I put anything up, I'm not saying this is what I recommend that anyone else do. It's basically what I'm doing. So on that note, I shall say cheerio for now, and stay safe everybody, and take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.